Okay, Dad's opening up this for me so we can see what it's all about. If this works out well, then it's going in my van. I'm very excited because we found this in Branson, Missouri at Tooltown, and it's a little light that should allow me to have some white light in my van. It's just kind of hard to get into, so we're gonna let Dad do this and then I'll show you what it looks like. So for those of you who have been on my channel for a while, you know that I have like colored lights that I use, and most of it is because in all reality I have super sensitive eyes, which is why I wear sunglasses all the time and also don't have bright white in my van. However, sometimes it would be handy to have a white light, and unfortunately my fairy lights just do not accommodate for that. I have like a bluish white light, which is okay for me, but also not a crisp like brightness. It also makes filming inside the van a little bit harder because it's harder for you guys to see and be able to like know what exactly is going on. So we found this again at Tooltown in Branson. If it works out, I'm going to get a second one. Supposedly it has like an adhesive back and also a magnetic backing that we can use. So that would be perfect for my van. So if this works, it's going in the van. Dad just got it out. Let's look at it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's very small. It's about a little bit over a foot long. Now, according to what we were looking at, it has like a magnetic strip. And so that's here. And then I also have these little adhesive strips. I would want it to be magnetic so I could take it outside. So I think that's really important. So I'm gonna kind of play with this a little bit and see. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is on here. Like this little piece, this is just a metal piece. And as soon as I pulled it up, there's an instant attraction back to it. So this is going to be a good magnet. There is a little sensor, it looks like, here also. And then it already came charged. So there's two different settings. I'm going to have to read a little bit more about this. But it has an auto, which picks up whenever you pass by this. So I'm trying to... It may be too bright in here to do this, but this is a sensor. And then it also has the just on. So there's that. So it does have the 10-foot motion sensor. So this could also be maybe a good for outside if I wanted to make sure nothing like pops up on my van. That could be cool. And then it can run for 2.5 hours nonstop, and it's rechargeable with a USB. So this is going to be kind of cool, I think. It also comes with a regular USB charging cable, and it looks like it has that in this little box right here. So I'm going to make sure I don't lose it. And this is going to be compatible with all of my other charging devices, it looks like. So this will be good. I can just put the cord into my box that I have all my other cords in, my little travel bag. And yeah, I think we're going to try this out a little bit here and then put it in the van and see if I like it. Okay, so I brought it to the back and I've just been kind of playing with it a little bit. So these are the adhesive strips. And then I can actually add them to this metal plate and then mount it somewhere. So if I was in Dad's van, which again, this is not gonna be in Dad's van, but I could actually put it where it's like right here. And then I could pull the light off whenever I wanna charge it. Or I can take this off, and this part is magnetic. Now, I don't know if this is gonna be a super strong magnet. So that's gonna be something I need to look at. But there it is, it's there, it's working. So now that we're back here, you can see I can turn it on and it gives me that white light. So it lights up a lot better. This is the motion sensor on there. So we'll give it a second. It'll turn off again. It takes it a second. This is nice though. I do like that it has the motion sensor on there. So it doesn't have to be on all the time, or I could go full on to just regular mode and leave it as a continuous light. Now, whenever I have this in the van, I don't know if I'm going to put it on the wall so it's facing outward, or if I'm going to put it like up on the ceiling of my van. But I'm going to now take this back to Texas, put it in the van, see how much light that it gives. Using Dad's van as an example, it's doing pretty well, and this is a large space. So in my space, this should do super, super well. And if it does, and I want a little tiny bit more, I'm coming back up here in a couple weeks, and so I'll just pick up another one. This was about $16, I think, and all in all, I'm pretty pleased with it. This is the brand, it's called Farpoint, and it is a rechargeable wireless accent sensor light bar. I just like to show you guys the different projects that I'm working on kind of as I go. And with this is something that I've been wanting to work on, but at the same time hasn't really made sense with any of the solutions that I have, because a lot of the lights either have to be wired up like Dad's lights, and I don't have a battery that I can really work with on that, or they're puck lights, which I have to constantly be changing out the batteries on. I've done that. Or they're lights that stick down too far and take up too much of the headroom, and so they're just not effective for me. I've also tried doing a few different kinds of fairy lights, and either they're too dim and just give like the ambiance and glow, or they're too bright, or they're colored like the ones that I have now. Now, I think this will be a good complement to the colored lights that I already have, and it would allow me to be able to have the brightness that I need when I need it, but also not be blisteringly bright all the time, which again hurts my eyes very badly because I have sensitive eyes. So this is going to be a great alternative. I'll show you what it looks like whenever we get it back to base camp, and I'll put it in the van, and well, from here we may have a good solution. Okay, I made it back to base camp. The van is in a little bit of disarray because I'm working on some projects. You'll see those soon. But I wanted to test out this light and see if it's going to work in the space, and if it'll stick, or if I need to put something else on it. Could be interesting. Not sure how this is going to work exactly, but I'm really thinking that if I can get this to work, that whenever I go back up north, I'm going to pick up another one just to illuminate the space a little bit more, mostly because if I can have something that I can use as like a motion sensor outside and also as a white light inside, that would be really great. I guess I'm just gonna have to get used to some brighter lights. I've mentioned before how they hurt my eyes, but if I have something that I can turn off and on pretty easily without having to click through a bunch of options, and also still use my twinkle lights for the times whenever I'm in here not filming, that would be great. Plus, if I do need to light up the space a little bit more, I've dropped a couple things, and that would have been really nice at some points, and I've had to instead go get my flashlight or turn on like my phone light. That's not fun at all, but let's see if this works. Okay, so in theory, I have these ridges, so it may not make it ride easily. I'm gonna take this little piece off and see if it will stick across. Oh, it's pretty weak. It's not getting good connection. Let's try it on a place that's more flat. Definitely does better on a flat section. So I can't put it across. I would have to put it going with the ridges themselves, which that's okay. I can totally do that. I also don't see this being able to stay on there all the time. The magnet is pretty insignificant in comparison to my bigger, stronger magnets. So that's something I needed to note. Now, with that said, it is very sleek and it fits very nicely up against the roof though, so I think this will be great when I am using it, but I may have to like leave it on the bed until I get to a campsite and then put it on there. My other option is to take a bigger, stronger, heavier magnet and stick it on this, and then I can use it, but I think I'm gonna have the same issue with it connecting to this as I do the roof. As it like wiggles with the road, I think it's gonna fall. So I think that these will be really good, but I'm definitely going to have to try them out on a trip. So what I'm probably gonna do is take this inside and charge it using the charger stuff that it comes with. And then after I get it all charged up, then when I hit the road, this will definitely be in tow if I like it. I'm going to the area that I found this, so I'll be picking up another one, and then maybe I can put them here and then one in the back right over the bed, which would make it easier to film for sure. But also if I needed to see in behind the bed, that would be helpful. And when I'm working on another project, that would illuminate that project also, which again, you'll see on a future upload. Van life is about troubleshooting. And so every single time I go out on the road and then I come back to my base camp, I end up troubleshooting something just to make it a little bit more efficient and effective for me to be able to do what I do. Of course, not everybody's going to lead the same life that I do. I travel a very specific way because I do tons of adventures, but for me to be able to do those adventures and then share them with you guys, I do have to have certain kinds of things, such as better light, or I have to have more power, things like that. I never want anybody to feel pressured to try the things that I'm trying. I don't have a link for these because I just purchased them at a store, but if you find something that's similar to this and this addresses your needs, maybe check it out. I'm definitely excited about this, and I think it's going to be a great solution for me, but only time will tell. So I'll keep you updated, and remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I'm going to get back to these projects because right now my van looks like a hot mess. Ooh, I can't hit the road until that's better, that's for sure. Bye guys.